Hey guys, so this is the SSV 984 Bilby by Sahb, and this is a very pretty ship, and you can see the bridge kind of reminds me to my Empyrean carrier. But anyway, the special thing about this ship is that it's below 10,000 PCU at only 9,979 PCU. And you know, it's pretty rare to see the ships on the workshop that are low PCU that also look pretty. So we're gonna complete our fly around here. There's a connector in front. It's kind of embedded. I would suggest to extend this by one block. That's my phone, by the way. There's a camera up here, some decorative pillars, Gatling turrets. What are these? So these are H2 generators with a welder. Well, I've made a video about how ineffective they are in actual survival combat especially against Warfare 2 weapons. So I will just remove that welder. There's oxygen tank here, and there's conveyor pipes. If it were me, I will just replace these conveyor pipes with functional blocks, and then you will have more functional stuff in your ship at the same PCU. I would also replace these Gatling turrets in the front with artillery, because this is the front edge, the front cross section of the ship, and that will help with your forward facing turrets damage. Because even if your ship is not like a forward firing ship, maybe like a broadside firing ship, it's always nice to have like forward firing capability as much as possible. That's why on my ships you will usually see the front leading turrets that are on the sides are artillery turrets and not the Gatling turrets. Alright, let's go back to the ship now. There's more Gatling turrets and similar configuration. Here's the backward thrusters. I would replace these assault cannon turrets with artillery turrets because they are the same PCU and they do more damage. They also have more range. To the side here, we have another connector. I will just remove this to decrease the PCU of this ship even more. Heat fan, decorative stuff. Oh, I really like how they did this section of the ship over here, the entrance. This is nice. The ship can land on planets and be walkable. I always like that in ships because that makes it more usable in actual survival. They can, decrease the amount of magnetic plate to just one, to maybe put it here, and that will save even more PCU. Some decorative caps here, and back here, well, there's only one large thruster with some smaller ones. Are there like forward firing guns here? Oh, they're doing more of these things. Cannons? No? Railgun? So there's no forward facing guns on the ship. I would suggest putting railguns because if you fight a ship that is very maneuverable, you will really need railguns. Oh, there's more connector here. There's more landing plates there. If they just remove the excess connectors and landing plates, this ship is gonna have even lower PCU. Alright, let's get inside now. I'm kind of hard on the PCU on this ship, but one of the main selling points of the ship is the low PCU, so I think it's a fair criticism. This is a very nicely designed airlock with 3 doors, so you can have entrance from both sides without using 4 doors. So that's fine. There's a survival kit here. That's quite a nice placement, because if you just enter the ship, maybe you were injured or something, you can just immediately heal yourself or refill your hydrogen or oxygen. Alright. This is the crew quarters with Oh, this is nice. They just put everything here. I like it. It's pretty compact and low PCU. There's also cryo chambers. I mean a cryo chamber. I don't see why they need that if they already have beds. But that's fine. That adds some variety without increasing the PCU. Cargo container and lockers. Alright. And up here, there's a control station pointing backward. I like having backup control seat. They are useful, but ideally they should be pointing forward, because if you actually need to use this in emergencies, then you will be flying the ship like this, and that's not ideal, especially if you're in combat. Alright, and up here, programmable block, armory lockers. This is the bedroom, and here's the main cockpit. I know not everyone likes this kind of configuration. This is fine, but if you want an actual bridge on the ship, you can easily add one, so that's not that big of a deal. Alright, let's check the internals now. So the ship is, well, fully hydrogen. Let's check the hydrogen tank situation. We have 3 hydrogen tanks and the ship weighs 830 tons. That's not bad actually. That can probably last the ship for about 20-25 minutes. If the ship was like 3 kilotons, then that's gonna be a problem. But since the ship only weighs 830 tons, 3 large hydrogen tanks should suffice. Hydrogen tanks, I mean 2 hydrogen engines, 6 batteries. That's kind of conservative, but they don't have railguns, so that's kind of understandable. Oh, there's no reactors. I mean, this is fine. If you don't ever feel the need for a reactor and you just want to use your hydrogen engines, that's actually fine. But that does limit the versatility of your power generation options. But that does make the ship cheaper to build. Oh, there's no refinery and assembler. So the ship has a survival kit, and that can work as like a basic assembler or refinery to make like steel plates and some basic parts. But if any of the thrusters or more important components get damaged, then the ship will have to return to base or some repair ship or something. That's not ideal. That's why it's always better to have actual large productions on your ship, and they don't weigh that much either. Oxygen tanks, that's fine. There's 2 of them. H2 generate. Oh, so I'm guessing the idea is to have the ship be refueled with a refueling ship, but with only 2 H2 generators, this ship is gonna take more than 4 hours to refuel if it does self-refueling, and that can be a problem. The ship has 1 jump drive. There's no store. There's no contracts block. All those connectors. So if you just remove some of these connectors here and the magnetic plates down there, you can actually add useful stuff. The ship doesn't have a safe zone. Alright, so we see that detector there. This can be used to detect ore. That's nice. The ship has a reasonable amount of gyroscopes. That's nice. And the ship only has 1 gravity generator. There's some LCD blocks there, a projector, which I'm guessing for the welders. So I mean, the welders themselves are questionable, but even if you really want to use those welders for actual mid-combat repairs, because you don't have production other than the survival kit, that's gonna be a lot harder. That's why it's nice to have production. I do like those small hydrogen tanks. That means the ship is less likely to lose a conveyor connection to the large hydrogen tanks from the thrusters if the connections got shot in battles. Alright, I think that's everything. The ship also only has 1 air fan, by the way, so that's nice. And an antenna. Alright, let's see how the ship flies now. Forward acceleration is decent. It's not great, but this is enough to do some forward maneuvering, like you can rotate like this, and that will help in dodging enemy fire. The upward thrusters, oh, that doesn't look good at all. So there is actually 1726 upward thrusters. Alright, this is actually a very good amount of upward thrusters for 800 tons. That's like 3-to-1 thrust to weight ratio. That's kind of crazy actually. So the ship will be able to dodge enemy fire really easily with the upward thrusters. This is a really good ship in terms of maneuverability. Alright, let's try to fly the ship on the planet now. I'm pretty sure the ship can, fly on planets because it has 3-to-1 thrust to weight ratio. I'm pretty sure this can even fly on Pertam without any problem. Alright, there we go. It flies just fine. So yeah, the ship does a lot of things really well, but there are some very questionable choices which I will list on the screen, and if those concerns are addressed, the ship can either be a lot cheaper or a lot more capable. How the ship flies nicely, by the way, on atmosphere, which is predictable with 3-to-1 thrust to weight ratio. Alright, let's try to crash the ship now. I'm gonna crash this on the canyons. That's gonna be more interesting. Alright, here goes. It's actually a very deep canyon. Oh wait. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Oof. I think I destroyed the whole interior. Let's keep watching it fall. Oh, these canyons are scary. Let's see what's left. Well, alright, that's I forgot the name again. That's the SSV 984 Bilby by Sahb. You can find the link in the description below.